What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow, the channel, which has now got a merch site as well. Anyway, 1-0, one down, Gaz, 3 to go.
Fucking get in, mate. We'll get into the performance, but a win is a win. It's 1-0. It's the clean sheet. I'd have taken that any day of the week, mate. So yeah,
and obviously the preview as well. The preview as well. We recorded before Forest lost to Brentford.
Yes.
So, mate, come on, Liverpool. Don't be pricks. Don't be on the beach.
What is it with this season? We're going.
Come on, Liverpool. Come on, Palace. Do us just Palace. Don't be shit. Don't beat us and absolutely batter us in the top, and then go and just play shit against Forest.
Okay, think about it, right? We went from doing this preview where I'm like, basically we'd be lucky if we finish 7th, right? And now I'm like, give me 3 days later, and I'm like, fuck, we can finish in the Champions League again. We're gonna win it.
No, this season.
I can't cope, mate.
Did you see? By the way, just speaking of crazy roller coasters. I mean, this is a slight tangent. Did you see Bradford?
Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford, League 2. So them and
Warsaw. Don't go that far down, mate.
Mate, fucking hell, it's chaos. So Warsaw, basically, what Bradford needed to win to get automatic promotion from League 2 to League 1. Yeah. Warsaw were winning 1-0. So Warsaw won their game 1-0. But Bradford scored in the 96th minute. It was an own goal deflection to get promoted.
Scenes, absolute limbs.
Absolute limbs. That is just absolutely mental.
Anyway, Luton got relegated, mate.
Back relegation. I think it's only the 2nd team ever.
Yeah, it's close, mate. I mean, I guess it's an exciting day in the Championship.
Yeah.
But Coventry finished in the playoffs as well.
Leeds winning as well, didn't they? They came back from 1-0. Yeah. Anyway, 1-0 Fulham, mate. It was it wasn't a classic, but mate, we scored a fucking header from a corner.
Well, this is okay. This is my only thing now, because now McPhee's probably got another year in employment.
Mate, I don't know if they showed it on the TV. There was a bit in that, so obviously he scored their header in the first half.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, we've got a free kick, and Youri's kind of standing over it with McGinn. And then Aston McPhee shouts, and he's to Tielemans, he's like, no. And he goes like this, he's like, no.
Oh, mate,
honestly, we were all howling. We're like, mate. Oh, cryptic plan there, Austin. and then it goes, and then it basically flies to the back post, misses everyone, and we saw the fan stand up and go to McPhee like this.
Austin McPhee. Right. For those who are watching live on TikTok and things, Austin McPhee, what do we think about that? Because I'm done. Him and Watkins can go on holiday together and just never come back and get lost.
No. But anyway, is it on? Is it on, Gaz?
Is it on, mate? Is it on? That is the question, isn't it? It all depends how results go over the weekend now, doesn't it? It depends how the Liverpool-Chelsea game goes, and it depends how Monday night goes. If those results go for us, mate, we've got to go into next weekend thinking we beat Bournemouth. That's it. Do you know what I mean? And
it's really annoying that Bournemouth are going to be a bit buoyed. They've just had a really brilliant result.
I can't believe that result, mate. I cannot believe that result. No. I hope Arsenal get absolutely pummeled now by PSG at 8-0.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. To be fair, Bournemouth were good in the first half. Arsenal managed to get a foothold and go into lead, but Bournemouth were missing chances. But yeah, it's just frustrating because they're going to be really buoyed now.
Well, they've got a chance of getting you Conference League, haven't they? So they're gonna want to win the game against us, and it's a tricky fixture because they're a good side. They've just beat Arsenal at the Emirates, mate. So next week's fixtures is the banana skin really, because I truly believe we're going to beat Man United and Spurs. I do.
Me too. And also, if they are both in the final against each other as well,
they'll be focused on that. Won't they? League position ain't going to mean shit to them. So I will tear you apart again. No, he won't. Whoever's commenting now.
We're not playing him. We're not playing Palace.
We're never going to have to. The only way to tear me apart again is if he comes to Villa.
Not every game we play in the season is Palace. It's not like we're just playing a season against Palace. That would be.
To be fair, we have played them 4 times, right? So
we have, and it's fucking horrible. I'm fed up of playing Palace. I hate Palace. I'm now. I do still quite like Palace. I didn't mind Palace. I now hate Palace. I could not give two shits about Palace. The only thing I do care about is them beating Forest on Monday. That's all I want them to do.
Come on, Palace. Sar, tear them up.
Come on, Sar. Come on, Mateta. I'm gonna buy a Palace shirt for Monday. I'm gonna wear it.
Do it for us. Yeah. There's a problem. We can do a live stream of the game, mate. Just like
we'll turn the whole thing into we'll turn the whole thing into Palace. We'll like do Palace colours. We'll turn everything into Palace. I'll get a new picture for you and a scarf.
Mate, there's a great idea. Why don't we, for the last 4 games of the season, the teams that we need to lose, just do a podcast as fans as them, going, "Come on, you can do it for us."
Oh Jesus! Anyway, obviously tomorrow.
Idea.
For the top five to be a thing, tomorrow we need Liverpool to turn up and not be on the beach.
Yeah.
And then Forest on Monday. But we did the job today. It wasn't pretty.
No, mate, it wasn't pretty, mate.
Watkins.
Can I go in yet? Because it's been a whole 6 minutes and I haven't really mentioned him.
Watkins. I mean, this is Gary's face.
Watkins.
Watkins. For those of you who don't know, we now have a merch store, and this is one of the mugs that you can buy. And it's Gary's face, super angry, and just says Watkins next to it. So if you do want to be reminded that on a daily basis when you're having a cup of tea in the morning.
The Watkins there. It doesn't say Watkins, it's Watkins!
This is Watkins! But
it's in capital letters. It shows I'm shouting. There's exclamation marks on it. It's well worth the money.
And the fire in the eyes. It's the fire in the eyes.
The fire in the eyes.
And good old Ast Son and Astore.
My daughter texts me at 1:15 with that image going, "There's a spelling mistake on it." I went, "It's just AI, but I'll speak to James if he's bothering you that much."
AI's done a brilliant job of that cartoon. But yeah, it's that oh mate, that there was the one through. There was actually 2, I think, through on goal. There was the one where Cash played a brilliant ball across in the second half.
Mate,
Ollie just missed it.
It just missed it. It just misses the ball.
Just misses the ball. I don't understand. And then
31 missed, not
31
like half
big
chances. 31 big chances.
I think he's going for some kind of record. I think he's trying to get it to where he's basically averaging 1 big miss a game by the end of the season. But it is quite insane because it literally means he needs at least 2 big chances in a game to get a goal. Like that is basically in the numbers now. I've been one of Ollie's biggest advocates and trying to like back him up, but recently it's just indefensible now. Like it's really. I tell you what, when Marlon came on, he's so lively. He's so good, and he was really unlucky to not get a goal.
Good, mate. We've been saying this for weeks. Marlon needs to run the team. I'm done with Watkins, mate. Like you can't have the audacity to go on Sky Sports, right, and go, "I'm fuming that I didn't start again these games. I wanted more minutes," and then be starting the FA Cup, right? Starting this game, okay, because Rashford's injured, and be that shit. You can't do it. You've got to produce the goods. If you want the time, fact of the matter is, mate, it doesn't matter how much running you do and how good you are for the side. Your job is to score goals. You have been given the benefit of the doubt 3 times now by Emery, right? Yeah?
He couldn't finish his dinner.
He couldn't finish his dinner. Come on, back me up here. Right. Yes, Darren. Mr. Jones, how you doing, mate? That is fucking bang on. Watkins couldn't finish fucking anything. He's just... Yes.
Yeah,
mate,
just for those.
At 45 years old, I could score those goals. Get my 15-year-old daughter played against Burton today. Scored a hat trick, mate. She would have scored one of those chances. We have a rule of this, right? If you have 50%, you score 50% of your chances, right? She probably could have had 6 today, but she scored 3. Right, it's a good return. And in the Premier League, I know it's difficult, but like if it just shows he's not good enough. Fucking Watkins.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I mean, I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm not gonna repeat it.
You can't, but yeah. Right, this is the beauty of the internet. You got to love it. Bournemouth's not going to be. He's. Oh God, I'm just.
Just so people are aware. Just so people are aware. We have got a little bit. We have got some merchandise now for people to help support the channel, and one of them is just perfect for all of these Ollie moments. Gary, obviously, flaming in the eyes, burning with anger, with Watkins written across it.
Mate, you know what? Maybe I'm being harsh on you. Maybe he's giving us the benefit of the doubt, mate. He's seen the pod. He knows that the merch is coming out.
Yeah,
so
maybe
today,
it's just like we got to push the merch.
We've got to push the merch. Like, we'll get this channel going, and that's what he's done for us. So thanks for that, Ollie. Right, but be on your way because you've got 3 games left now, right? To try and break Gabby's record. I don't see it happening for you, mate. I think I would drop you and start Marlon now. And then send him on his way.
Right. A little bit of a. I just can't defend him. The thing is what I was about to say. So in the first half, he was really ineffectual. Like in the first half, he basically had nothing. And I was saying to Gary too and Pete, I was saying that it's just again because we are controlling the game now, and we are basically playing the game in their half.
Yeah.
There's just not the space for him. There's not the space for him to do what he does well, like getting the ball on transition, getting it one-on-one with the defender, going direct over the top and getting it to him.
Yeah.
The second half, we started to get these chances, and I can't defend him because he had 2 brilliant chances. And look, I never thought he was going to score it. The one where he was through, actually, there was 2 when he was through. I didn't think he was going to score them. And then there was the one where Cash, I just don't understand how he's missed the ball. Just hit the ball, anything. Just hit the ball.
I wasn't at the game today because I missed it because I took over to her game. But I've watched the highlights and I watched 40 minutes of the first half on my phone, right? And then I saw that chance in the second half, and I genuinely couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was on the sideline at a football game, and I screamed out like Watkins, and literally all the parents turned around and looked at me, and I was like, just watching the Villa game. It was dreadful, mate.
It was really frustrating.
No excuse.
It was really frustrating. It's. I mean, obviously, we've won the game, so I'm so happy. Like, I don't actually give a rat's about the performance. We just need to win these 4 games. I don't care how they come. We've won the game. We should have probably won it 3-4-0, if I'm honest. We had the chances. Marlon came on, looked really lively, hit the bar, had one where it was unlucky. I think it was crossed. It was kind of. I haven't seen it like the highlights because obviously from our angle where we're sitting. Ball's like whipped in him and he's running to near post. And is he kind of slid and just hit it wide?
Yeah.
Well, just unlucky, a little bit unlucky with them. But I tell you what, the thing he offers us though is, especially in the second half of the game, the thing with Watkins is you either got to go long direct to him when he's one-on-one with the defender, or you've got to time your pass absolutely bang on because he's not quick. So in terms of him being alongside a defender, if he's got the defender like rubbing on him, he's probably not going to get a clean strike. Marlon, if you play him in and he's not even past the defender, he'll just run past the defender. He's so quick. Like honestly, I was literally
his chance to hit the bar. It was a really well worked goal. His touch to take him away from the defender was brilliant. And he should probably score. He hits the bar, but Watkins isn't even probably getting away from that because his touch would let him down. And my point is for Watkins, right, is that I'm not having a go at him about his all-round play. I know what he brings in his all-round play.
But what Weston said is pretty. I think this is the thing which is starting to turn a few fans.
Yeah.
Because I think
I'm done with him. Sack him off.
I think like I said,
to wherever you want to go. I don't care about the numbers you've produced.
I think like I said to you before is that last season he was confident. Like as in he when he was talking, he was backing himself and he sounded confident. Whereas now the problem is because he's not really delivering, and he's managed to see another striker out the door, and he sounds a bit arrogant.
Yes,
not confident.
Emery has put his faith in him 3 times and he's not delivered. And like you say, now he comes across as an arrogant. That interview on Sky Sports 2 weeks ago after the Newcastle game, mate, was
Pete.
disgrace.
Yes, Pete. Exactly what I said. Just doesn't suit our current style. He doesn't suit anyone.
I've converted the Clifton brothers.
No. So no. There's a difference, Gaz. So you were basically just saying he's shit. He's not good enough, right? I don't think that's true.
I wasn't saying he's shit. I just said he's not good enough.
He said he's not good enough. But I said I don't believe that's true. I think he is good enough. He's shown he's good enough. He just doesn't. I don't think he suits the way we play anymore. And he's not what we need. We need a clinical number 9 proper striker who can.
I tell you, Liam Delap.
Liam Delap. Oh my god,
120 grand a week. Fucking boy.
Is that what he wants?
Yeah.
Is that what he wants?
Yeah,
that's not that bad actually. Rob was saying to me, apparently he wants stupid wage demands. I'm like,
well,
20k.
There was something on Ben Foster's goalkeeping cycling podcast. And they were saying like his agents played a blinder here because for the Delap's thing to happen, what will happen now? Like that's the basic what he's asking, right? 120 grand a week, and you can go, well, the clubs will now then fight it out who wants him. That's what'll happen. But if you think this is where our league position is massive, because if you go into one of the top sides in the top 6, like Liverpool, whatever, he's not gonna play regularly. But if we can get into the Champions League, right? Fucking hell, man! Like, why wouldn't you want to come to the Villa? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like this seeking person's quite getting a bit negative, saying can't rely on other teams to do us a favour. The big teams will lose against any teams that are chasing us. I don't know.
No,
when you say chasing us, do you mean those who are above us? Do you mean like,
or do you mean So does it mean like Chelsea are going to beat Liverpool, Newcastle beat Brighton tomorrow?
Because Fulham and Bournemouth.
Brighton could beat Newcastle tomorrow as well. That could happen.
Yeah, Newcastle too.
It's unlikely, but no.
Look, I've already said like it's very simple. We need to forget about City, forget about Newcastle.
Yeah. It's Forest and Chelsea.
Chelsea will drop off. Chelsea will drop off unless they suddenly, miraculously turn this end of the season around, because they've got Liverpool tomorrow, who I'm hoping aren't on the beach. They've got Newcastle, and Newcastle are going to want to have to win that. And then they've got Forest last game of the season. Last game of the season, I'm hoping that's a draw. You know, I'm kind of like that's clawing them both down. When you look at that, it's Chelsea should finish below us if we win all 4 games. If we all win all 4 games, they finish below us. It's then about Forest. And so Forest need to drop points on Monday, and they need to drop points again before the end of the season.
Yeah.
So they need to either draw or lose on Monday, and they need to draw or lose against Chelsea, because they've got Leicester, I think, in between.
Well, look, the problem is it's not just down to us. We have to win our 3 remaining games, and that's a big ask. And we have got to... Mate, I think Bournemouth winning today is massive, and so next week's game is going to be really difficult, right? But
I don't think it's impossible for us to still get top 5, even if we draw on Monday. But it just makes it a lot harder, right? Whereas at the end of the day, if we win on Monday, I think we'll go on and beat Spurs and Man. I'm confident we'll beat Spurs and Man U.
On Monday. What's happening on Monday? We're not playing
on Monday. Fucking hell, I'm getting confused with Palace and Forest. Bournemouth.
God, you took that Palace fan thing a little bit too serious, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wait, not yet. Just be patient.
No, next Saturday. Sorry, Bournemouth.
Yes, there we go. Thank you.
I think even if we draw there, all isn't lost, but we need a win.
Look. I'll give you this: if results go for us tomorrow and Monday, right? I think if that doesn't galvanise us to go into Saturday's game to beat Bournemouth, because we can beat Bournemouth, but we've got to be better. We've got to be better, and I agree with Clifton there, mate. I mean, how Torres has started over Mings is beyond me. I just don't understand.
Yeah, Brummy Gaz said Torres was better today, but I don't think I don't know if I actually agree. Like I don't think the lineup helped him. I think when you've got Maatsen on the left-hand side bombing on, which is what he was doing, right? He was playing as a left winger.
Yeah.
Torres is going to get massively isolated in that left of that back, that kind of back three because Kamara drops in, right? And it ends up with Sessegnon and I can't remember who else was out on the right, but up against him, and I'm like, he's going to get done for pace every time. So like, I actually said to Rob, I was like, because obviously the way they play is that Kamara is sitting. He was sitting on like the right hand side with Tielemans on the left of the anchors, whereas I think they should have swapped. So if they swapped, because then Kamara can drop in and help out Torres, whereas he was just getting done. He was, and the second half we went a bit more we went a bit more direct, and we didn't. I didn't feel like we had as many problems. They had a spell, but like didn't do a huge amount. But that first half, I was watching it, and Torres it was sloppy passing at times. It wasn't, but he did. I'd said to Pete, I said, what he does offer us is there was balls where he was playing them again through the lines into Tielemans, and that's what he does give us. But defensively, he's so susceptible.
But okay, mate. So this is like, so Torres is slowly becoming the Watkins of our defence. Like, okay, he can play the ball. I give him that. But his job is to fucking defend, right? Like, Emery's got to take some responsibility here. Like, if you look at the Palace game, right, and you look at,
you look at the run. You look at the run where we won 5 on the trot, or 6 on the trot.
It was Mings. Mings was in the back 4. Right?
Mings was in the back 4.
My point is, against Mateta, every game that Mateta's played against him, because the player's been bullied, mate. He's been bullied off the ball. Right? Yeah. He doesn't want to commit to challenges. He doesn't want to get physical. Today, I bet Jimenez was thinking, fucking brilliant, I'm playing up against this prick. Yeah. Right? It's too simple. Like, as much as I love he can play out from the back, we've got ball players that can do that. Give it to Tielemans, give it to Kamara, give it to McGinn. You don't need him to do that. No. That's got to, and the sole reason that's happening is because he's Emery's man, and he's Emery's purchase, and that's why he's getting in above Mings, and it is a mistake. Emery's getting it wrong.
The main thing I worry is that Mings isn't going to stick around. He's in the twilight years of his career.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. He needs to be playing. He's in his 30s. If he's not playing, don't get me wrong. As a centre half, if you look at Thiago Silva, they can go on a little bit longer if they play the game well. John Terry did it brilliantly.
Yeah, let me find that stat. Before I find that stat, just while I'm holding this in place.
Hey,
no, this is what not to do, by the way, guys, when you're buying a shirt. I was just like, it
just sends a message. Rashford is after the cash. That's all it is, right?
Yeah, Rashford on the cash.
Rashford on the cash.
Yeah. I'm trying to find
Rashford's chasing cash. That's what it is. That's all. You know, they've got it absolutely right.
Here it is. This stat.
Thank you, Mark J. Absolutely, Torres cost us the match today. We didn't. Well, we've still won.
This stat's mad. So, the last 8 games that Tyrone Mings has started, unbeaten in the last 11, and only lost 1 in the last 18. So, and this now, by the way, is benched in the last 3 games.
So mate, that makes sense to me, mate. Like from a tactical,
I can't. I really can't.
It takes to me the only reasoning behind it is that Torres is Emery's man, and that's it. And you have favourites, just like Roger starts every game. Like if Torres is fit, and you've got to remember Torres is coming back from a broken foot as well, so he's probably not even he's not even fully fit, and it's just showing. And it's cost us. I mean,
you don't know if there's stuff behind the scenes, right? Like, as in, we know that Mings he was basically playing through injury when Torres was out, and he came back, and he came back too. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was having injections and stuff to keep him going. Twice, I think he got basically injured on the pitch and tried to play on.
Who's that? Sorry,
Mings.
Mings. Oh yeah, no, yeah.
So we don't know we don't necessarily know what's going on behind the scenes a little bit with his fitness as well. So there could be a little bit of that. It could be that some of the physios have gone, look, we might want to give Mings just a little bit of a rest. But yeah, I heard about this. I heard, he said he might play before the end of the season. I'm kind of like, look, he's not staying now. I'm kind of like, just get on with it. Play Marlon.
Play Marlon.
I'd rather play Marlon. Put Rogers out on the left. Put Marlon on the right, or up top. With what I'd rather see him play than a player that is not. He's not going to sign for us. Even if we get Champions League, and I know he's done a good job for us, but I'm getting a little bit dubious about like whether it is a good signing. It's like 40 million. It's a hell of a lot of wages, and I'm kind of like, and he obviously has got some kind of attitude or ego problem.
The thing is, the other thing you got to think about, if we do take him, we ain't paying him 350 grand a week. He's going to have to take a pay cut, even if he takes half of that, right?
I think it'd be close. I think it'd be 250 or something if we were going to do it.
Well, even if it was, mate, you're going to have players lining up on Emery's door, knocking the door, going, "Hang on a minute." Like,
that's the thing, right? If you break your wage structure like that, all of a sudden, you've then got
you're going to start renegotiating contracts, mate.
Luca Dean, who's already on an absolute wedge. You've got all these players like basically knocking on the door, going.
And then you're gambling with PSR, aren't you? So I think we've got to be. It's a very careful one. I still think, for me, if you're going to spend 40 million quid, you get the lap. Emery's got
100%. Especially if like you said, if you said he's looking for like 120, or even if it's 100, if it ends up being a bit of a bidding war, it's 140 grand a week.
Love. Sorry, it makes you say hi to me.
Michael, the thing is though, if Watkins goes right, well, because for starters, Watkins, with the way he's being now, he's not going to be willing to play second fiddle, so he's not going to be a second striker. So if he does go, we need 2 strikers because we only have one.
Yeah,
I know we technically have Marlon, but you're not going to say he's an understudy to like Delap. You know what I mean? Like, as in, I feel like we're going to need to buy 2 strikers. So then you're like, right, okay, well, we get Delap, and then it's like, okay, but he's still quite young, and he's actually quite raw. And it's like, is he your starting man, Delap?
Well,
I mean, he has. I would say he's like
used to being the main man. I think Delap's got massive amount of potential. I've watched him in a few games this year.
Yes,
yeah, but look at Rodgers, right? Emery brought Rodgers in there.
I know, but it doesn't necessarily have to
turn into an absolute world beater, mate. He's a fucking.
I don't know. For me, a striker's different. A striker is different. Rodgers can have bad games, and he has had bad games because he's knackered, and he can't. If you've got a striker that has bad games and a run of bad games, you don't score goals, which is basically what Watkins is doing. So I'm kind of like, I feel like we need a striker who is gonna bang them in. Like we can't be carrying a striker, in my opinion. Like, I think we need Kevin James. This was my shout.
Whistle for me. No, we talked about this the other day, didn't we?
And this.
And Brumo.
Basically, let's just sign Brentford.
Mate, because they're for the taking. Yeah,
we've already done it. Watkins, Brentford. Conser, Brentford. Let's bring in Wissa and Mbomo. Sorted. I mean, mate,
good shouts. Good shouts. Both players.
I said to you before we went on there, I said Raul Jimenez.
All right, you got a hard on for him, haven't you? You keep mentioning him. What's he done? He's been so hit and miss for Fulham. Like, he's a good player.
Or why don't we hijack Man U's bid for Cunha?
Yeah, all right, let's do that.
You know what I mean? They're like, what are Man U going to offer him that we can't offer him?
Money, probably.
Unless they get the Champions League and we don't.
Yeah. And that's likely to happen, and it fucking boils my piss, that does, tell you.
Yeah. I don't think Emery's the kind of manager.
Someone's saying down here, mate, I wish we'd go for Bowen from West Ham.
Jared Bowen?
Yeah. We tried before. We did.
Nah.
It ain't happening. Like, he's marrying Danny Dyer, for crying out loud. Like, Danny Dyer would kill him if he left West Ham. It ain't happening. Sorry. Bowen's a Hammers fan for life now.
Actually, no. Dan again is right here. Like, yeah, it's quite funny. We basically want Mbomo and Wissa from Brentford. I mean, I'd take Eze and Mateta from Palace.
Yeah, but I agree with that. Mateta, mate, beast. I don't think we'll get Eze because I think he's a London boy, bred and bred. He doesn't want to leave London, so he's going to stay local. But Adam Wharton, mate, for me, he's one of the best central midfield players that England have produced. Yeah. I know he's been injured this year, but the way that guy moves the ball, right, he's brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic.
I think the thing at the moment,
short, sharp passes.
I think the thing at the moment is that the squad has got a really good balance of levels. So, like, as in, we've got players.
Like pH levels.
No, fuck it. I'm not. not tend to a fucking hot tub. No. No, what I mean is that we've got clear players who are obviously probably the main men. So we've got like, you know, in the midfield, we've got like Tielemans, Kamara, Rodgers, probably McGinn or Ramsey, right? And then you've got the understudies or the people that come on for them or maybe rotate in who are not necessarily as good but offer different qualities. So like, and then you got Onana, Barkley, you've got like Marlon, who's like more of a kind of forward, and then you've got all these different, and then Asensio, right? So you've got all these players. Whereas if we start the difficulty is you bring these in, and then you're going to have, I feel like then the levels are almost a little bit too close to like keep them all happy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. There's a balancing act, isn't there, in terms of keeping everyone happy? And we've got a good squad at the moment. But so if you were going to bring in signings like that, and we were able to get them, they'd have to move them on, mate.
Go out.
Yeah, you'd have to move them on.
It's not like you're going to replace Barkley with freaking like Wharton or Eze or something. You know what I mean? Like, yes, okay, you can increase the levels, but you probably want to increase your main players, or you want to bring in understudies who are okay to sit on the bench or have potential.
Yeah,
and I feel like Emery will go with the latter. Although KDB. Fuck it! I've just blown it all out of the water. KDB's coming on.
Oh, mate, I mean, we're already in August, so we're talking. We've just mentioned 10 potential signings there. So,
well, I think this summer is going to be quite. I think it's going to be a summer of movement. I think there's.
And tune in for that, guys, because we are going to be covering that as the summer goes through. Like,
we'll be on the silly train. We'll be on silly train. We'll be in. Was it silly season? Silly season, is that what they call it?
Well, yeah, silly. Or the off season, as they call it in America. Yeah. Scouring the newspapers for all the latest kind of gossip, you know. I'm going to go into journalist mode, mate. I'm going to be sitting outside training grounds.
Now, I think this is true if we don't make big sales, but we will make big sales.
Well, if we make the Champions League, we're still that's money, but we're still going to have to sell players to buy players. That's inevitable for the foreseeable because of PSR. But you do that, and if you can, the whole point of building the squad, isn't it? Is moving players on for better players. And no professional is ever going to question that. Like, you go, is there an upgrade? Like, Barkley's been great, but he's on the end, towards the end of his career, where Wharton's an up and coming. We need, you want players like Adam Wharton.
There is, I mean, when you think about possible outgoings, right? So Bailey's on the way out. I don't. Yeah. If he's going to Saudi, I expect us to get an all right fee. So I'd expect Bailey to go. I do reckon Watkins will go. And it's been
100% believe that's happening.
60 million that's been talked about. So you're probably close to 100 million there for two players.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I really don't want him to. But I just feel like Ramsey will probably be a PSR sale. And
I don't want him to go.
Probably go for
50, 60 million. He will.
I think we'd like him to go for 30. I think 35 plus is probably what he's going to go for because of his injury issues.
Maybe. It's a good point.
So, but again, you look at 140 mil there.
Yeah.
And we know we've made pure profit from Champions League of 70, 80 mil plus 8 receipts. So you've all of a sudden there actually got like a 200 mil windfall to actually like try and build the squad.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Get rid of all your kind of lonely fringe kind of players who are still fucking Coutinho still on the bloody books. Yeah. It's like, these kind of players that are going to go, which again, that's another reason wages are such an issue. Players like Coutinho and stuff. So I think, yes, Champions League will massively help this season. But I think if we can get Europa, I think we will be able to strengthen.
Well, that has to be the goal, right? Like, whatever happens, we need to strengthen the squad because we've got to come back stronger next year. It's as simple as if you think about,
I'd pay for them two to go. I'd pay someone else to take them.
Who's Olsen going to play for? He's Sweden's only goalkeeper.
Sweden. He's just going to play for Sweden. He's not going to have a club. He's just going to play for Sweden. That'll be about it.
But in all honesty, we have to come back stronger next year. Because if you think about all the points we've dropped this year, we should be second or third, mate. Do you know what I mean? We've just not been clinical enough, but we're close.
Who the fuck's Dobbin?
Oh, so he came from Everton, do you remember? And he played in pre-season and then went out on loan somewhere or sold him to someone. Yeah.
I'll tell you a player who I'm interested in whether we bring back in. Kane Kessler-Hayden.
From Preston, isn't he at Preston?
He has absolutely ripped it up at Preston.
Like the championship.
I know it is. I know it is, Gaz. I know that. Right now, the question is whether because he's right back, I think, isn't
he? Yes.
Yeah, and so obviously we've got Garcia and Cash. Cash is just like the never end, the player that just.
I wouldn't mention that. I think Cash might go this in the summer window.
I was about to say is Cash is this like 7 out of 10, 6.5, 7 out of 10. Now, what about Garcia being our number one and Kessler-Hayden's the understudy? They're both quite young, though. That's always my risk with Garcia. He's quite unproven.
The problem is that these players that look half decent when we've seen of them, like Garcia does look like he could be a player, but Emery's not giving them minutes, even when he should give them minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not happened. So you've got to take a gamble at some point. And so maybe it's all his puts and maybes, mate. Like I think the most important thing now is just getting through the last 3 games of this season with whatever happens. You know, the 4 points.
I would actually say the key result. One game.
That 10 men against Ipswich. Yeah, it's fucking
beating Forest. That's the game that we needed.
The away game when we lost 2-1.
Yeah, we lost 2-1. Yeah. If we beat Forest, it'd be a completely different situation.
Yeah. Again, it's all his puts and maybes, but it's what could have been, and that's what this season is. It feels like at the moment. Great result today, and that's all it was. It was a great result. I thought the performance was quite flat, if I'm honest.
The atmosphere was flat, mate, as well. Like, it was actually one of the flattest. I actually said to Gary too, next to me, and he was saying that because I said at the start of the game, he was like, "I'm confident today." I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "I said it's not that big a game," and he was like, "What? It's a massive game." I was like, "It is." But I just expect us to win it. So I'm kind of like, it's just a nice day out. It's a lunchtime. It's Fulham. We should just be able to beat. We should just be able to beat them quite easily.
On your big day out, 1-0.
A huge amount, right? Like we won the game. Bournemouth's the one. Bournemouth has always been the one because it's away. They're playing well. We had that annoying result against them earlier in the season.
Oh, that's the other game, mate.
Yeah, Bournemouth is just like a massive because I do still firmly believe we'll beat Spurs and Man U. So I'm just like, on this Bournemouth game.
Well, look, we've just got to take care of our own business, haven't we? If we can win our last 4, we've got 69 points, right? And then let's see where the cookie crumbles. Because and I said this earlier, and for those of you who might watch it, if results go for us, if Chelsea lose tomorrow and Palace win on Monday, then we're right back in it, mate. Because it's we're back in it now. But those 2 teams have got they got games in hand. So if they win them, we're chasing still 3 points behind.
Yeah, and especially people. I think people aren't realizing as well with Forest is if they do lose, that goal difference is coming into play now. It's getting closer.
And again, if Watkins could fucking score, we'd be even closer today because we should have won 3 or 4-0. Get a mug.
If you want to relive this moment every morning when you're having a cup of tea, we are now selling these lovely mugs on our shop of Gary getting really angry about Watkins. I'm actually thinking about making a version of this mug. Mate. I'm actually thinking about making a version of this mug where you can actually edit the name to whatever you like. Yeah. So it would just be Gary. You could just be mad at your favorite, your best friend or your partner, or whatever you prefer.
Mate, we're helping with mental health here. If you need to get that rage out in a good way, right, in a positive way, you want to have a mug? Absolutely.
Anyway, anything else you want to touch on? Because I'm going to wrap it up now.
Yeah, No, mate. I think that's it for me. Like I said, it was a.
I want to believe, by the way, that this is an innuendo. If we get 69 points, I'll be so proud. I don't think it was intentional, but that is my belief.
69, yeah. It would be a great way to finish the season.
Sorry, yes, I interrupted you. Your final point.
No, I think it's not we've said this time and time again, but now more than ever, it's about the results. Right, forget about performance now. It's getting 3 points. Like, just got to drag ourselves over the line, get to that 69 points, and let's see what happens. Do you know what I mean? But you know, we won today, and that we have to say fair play to the lads, because after a really disappointing week against City and Palace, to bounce back with a win is massive, isn't it? So,
and can you? Oh God, imagine if it goes to that final day and we need to win at Old Trafford.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Fuck's sake! I'm on holiday for that game. So, mate, when we do the review of that Man United game, I'm going to be in sunny Devon, so I'm going to be sitting in the hot tub when we do that, mate. So, probably a little bit.
You're going to do it from the hot tub?
Why not, mate? But let's take Villa on tour.
If everyone wants to tune into what Gary is probably looking at doing in the off season, little preview. Anyway, they have filthy minds. Son of Sarah, they have filthy minds. It's 69. Come on, it's classic. Everyone knows that one.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm sorry, we can't. We're human men. I don't mean
just those who are catching up and not reading the chat. This is what I was referring to. Right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. So, like we said, wasn't a fantastic performance. Watkins again needs to do better. I'd love to see Marlon start. I just feel like he looks dangerous every time he plays, and he just looks like he's willing to bust a gut. He's pacey. He generally has got a pretty good finish, but unfortunately today didn't quite bury it. Fulham didn't really cause us any problems, and tomorrow we're Liverpool fans, and Monday we're Palace fans. So let's see how we get on. Guys, you're going to sing us out?
I am. Oh, before, just to mention, like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, yeah, we always forget that bit.
We always forget it's at the end.
But, you know, we still get the likes and the subs, which is quite nice. So
yeah, I like that. Also, I think we mentioned, James, that we might be doing a breakdown of the potential fixtures up to the road to the Champions League.
Yeah, we might look to do that potentially.
Because we've got a week, haven't we? Yeah.
We might potentially do that next week to kind of like, you know, the little kind of like playing with can we do top 5? What has to happen? What happens if they win, we lose, you know, blah, blah, blah. So,
and we'll have our Bournemouth preview out on Thursday.
Yeah, probably Thursday, yeah. I'll say Thursday morning.
So, and that's all there is to say. So, boys, girls, non-binary people out there, every week we follow the boys in claret and blue.
See you later.
Peace and love.